So Gordon, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do here at Acxiom and how long have you been here?
Crystal, I've been here 11 years, just shy of 11 years. I work in marketing, and I'm the content development manager. I do a lot of thought leadership content, work with their guys behind the camera today, doing videos and things like that.
We're certainly grateful that you keep us looking good on the inside and the outside. But today, we're here to talk about kayaking.
Oh, yeah.
We know that kayaking is not just paddling around a lake. There are many different types. So tell us, how did you get started in kayaking?
So like so many people, especially in Arkansas, I started in youth groups and in Boy Scouts and whatnot, just canoeing with groups of young people. And then at some point I really started to realize this is something I really enjoyed and went out and bought a 13-foot solo one-man canoe that I paddled for about 7 or 8 years. And then that kind of transitioned into an interest in actually kayaking, which is a different type boat that has a cover, and you wear a spray skirt that keeps the water out, and you use 2 different blades. And so that's what I do now.
Do you typically kayak alone? Is it a one-person boat or 2?
Generally don't paddle alone. I'm generally in a one-person kayak. Now there are 2 people kayaks, and I've actually got one, but I don't paddle it that often. But generally I'm with other kayakers in their boats. And so, yeah, it's for safety reasons, you usually want at least three people.
So about kayaking, there are different types of kayaking. So tell us the type of kayaking that you do.
Primarily whitewater kayaking, and there's 6 levels of difficulty, 1 through 6, where 6 is like Niagara Falls, and 1 is like, if you're familiar with Arkansas, like the Buffalo River. I like to kayak in that 2 and 3 and sometimes 4 range, kind of in the middle, but primarily whitewater kayaking.
Whitewater kayaking. So what are some of your favorite spots to kayak?
Well, it depends on if you're talking in Arkansas or out of Arkansas. In Arkansas, up in the Ozarks, north of Conway, where we are today. West Arkansas is really good in the Ouachita's, Ouachita Mountain Range. And then outside of Arkansas, I've been to places in Tennessee, North Carolina, as far away as Idaho. The Middle Fork of the Salmon River in Idaho, I've been to 3 different times. And I've done like a multi-day, 7-day trip there, and it was amazing. And so that may be my favorite.
So you've been kayaking all over?
Not all over, but
Not all
quite
over.
a few places, yeah.
So you have to tell me this, waterfalls. Have you ever gone down a waterfall? And tell us about that.
Yeah, I have, and it's a bit of a misconception. Everybody just assumes that waterfalls is kind of the pinnacle of what you're doing in whitewater. It's really not, at least not in most cases. There are some significant waterfalls that, yeah, I'm not going to go do, and they're really hard and really scary and really deadly even. Most waterfalls that are as high as the ceiling or a little lower are not that big a deal. They're actually pretty straightforward.
When we talk about kayaking, what is the best time of year to go and the best temperatures?
Well, it's March, and so right now is ideal, actually, for Arkansas at least. It's when we get the most rain. The rivers in Arkansas, the rivers and streams in Arkansas are rain dependent. That's the term we use. And so you really have to go shortly after it rains. And so we get the most rain this time of year. And also, and this is something a lot of people don't know, is this time of year there's not a lot of leaves, a lot of floral out, so that acts as like a sponge and sucks up a lot of that water. And so the water actually has the opportunity to get to the river, where in the summertime, when there's leaves everywhere, the water literally gets sucked up before it can even get to the river. And so this is ideal this time of year.
So whitewater rafting, that's when the river is moving fast. Like, is there a certain speed, or like is it more intense if the water is moving swiftly?
Well,
or
water flows downhill,
Okay.
of course, right? And so the steeper the gradient, the more challenging and the more scary and whatnot that it is. So as you flatten out, it becomes a lot milder and easier. 30 feet per mile, 50 feet per mile in gradient is kind of the sweet spot that I like to aim for.
All right, Gordon, I'm getting ready for my first kayaking trip. What are the essential items that I need in order to have a great day on the river?
Well, there's a whole laundry list of things you can take, but there are 5 things you pretty much have to take, and I will start there. You need a helmet to keep, if you're paddling whitewater, because you don't want your head to get banged up. You need a life jacket. We would call it a PFD, personal flotation device, which is just a nerdy word for life jacket. A spray skirt, which is a thing you wear around your waist that attaches to the kayak that keeps water from entering the kayak. And then you need the boat itself. Can't paddle without the boat. And then you need a paddle, so kayak paddle.
All right, I'm a beginner and I want to learn more about kayaking. Talk to us a little bit about the School of Whitewater Paddling and how you're involved.
Absolutely. Something I'm really proud of. The School of Whitewater Paddling is an event that the Arkansas Canoe Club has done for 48 years, I think. And for the last 8, I've been the volunteer director of that event. And it's just this big weekend training school that's held up on the Mulberry River up in northwest Arkansas. We've held at the same place for 48 years. And it's a 3-day event. And we teach kayaking and canoeing and swiftwater rescue and even stand-up paddleboard paddling on a river. And it's more of a festival. Probably a couple of hundred people attend. Well, probably 150 actual class attendees, and then another 100 volunteers, and then probably another 150 people that are just there to enjoy the event. Yeah, it's a big deal.
Nice, I love it. So you've been kayaking for how long again?
About 30 years.
30 years. So in that 30 years, I'm sure you've had some exciting moments and some scary moments. So tell us a little bit about both.
Fortunately, more exciting than scary. I have had both, of course. I will share. We were talking about this earlier. I will share a scary moment that happened just this past week. I was up on a creek called Richland Creek, which is a tributary of the Buffalo River up in Newton County, one of the best places in Arkansas to kayak. And there's a thing called a strainer, which essentially is a tree or something that's in the water that the river can flow through, but that can catch boats, people, anything else, right? It's like a strainer. And so what happened was a young lady that I was paddling with, we had gotten out to set safety, which means have a throw rope ready in case she needs help. We were on the bank. She came through. She kind of got hung up in a hydraulic, which you can do intentionally. In this case, it was unintentionally. She got caught up in a hydraulic, so she was stalled out, flipped her over. She hit a rock. She popped out of her kayak and then swam directly into the strainer, which is exactly where you don't want to be. And so had it hung up on her life jacket, or a PFD is what we'd call it, or her, anything that's dangling from her, it could have taken her underneath the water and it would have been really bad. Fortunately, she was able to duck up underneath it and go right on through. But that's a scary deal. That's kind of a unique deal to Arkansas too. A lot of trees fall in the river, so we have to always be on the lookout for that kind of thing. So that always keeps me on my toes. That's a scary deal.
So exciting. Like, what is your most exciting adventure while kayaking?
The Middle Fork of the Salmon, again, the one I mentioned in Idaho, was just 6 days of paddling, 7 days on the river. Every day was exciting. Every day was amazing for various reasons. The whitewater, the scenery, just the experience with the people. It was just amazing.
Well, I can certainly tell that you're very passionate about kayaking and that you enjoy it. What other outdoor activities do you enjoy?
Well, I like hiking. I like mountain biking, although my knees don't cooperate as much as they once did. Lately, of all things, I'm kind of getting passionate about pickleball, which is it's very unlike the other stuff I've been doing. But yeah, hiking, mountain biking, that kind of thing.
Love it. You're an outdoors person.
Generally.
How could one reach out to you if they're interested in learning more about kayaking?
Sure. Well, internally, just hit me up on Slack or email or give me a call. I'd love to talk. Externally, for those watching, I would suggest going to the Arkansas Canoe Club website. I'm a board member and my email's there. It's just arkansascanoeclub.com.
Gordon, it has been an absolute pleasure talking to you today about kayaking. Maybe one day I'll see you on the river.
Really?
Come on, no, not really. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.